Time for Quantum Drive with Blood of Patriots and the Orville. Hey there, this is Tom from Tom's Tech Show. Today we're going to be talking about the Orville, Blood of Patriots, last night's episode. Just another great episode. I can't even say how much I am enjoying the show. I've canceled my CBS All Access. I don't need that. We've got the Orville. Okay, this is a good episode. I saw you saw some things in there that were kind of a little bit predictable, but how they unfolded was really good. It starts with Yaphet getting an award, and obviously for what happened in Identity, he did all that, just get the message sent. So they're giving him an award for that. Ty was not in this episode, so I would have hoped that they would have at least recognized him, because he was actually put right up to almost being killed by Isaac. So he put his life on the line, even though he's not an actual officer. He just happens to be on the ship. So I hope at some point in the future they'll, maybe talk about that, maybe recognize that. Maybe he'll have, some emotional issues about something, in an episode. That would be kind of good to explore, right? So Yaphet gets his award. Okay, so then we move on, and we've got Ted Danson as Admiral Perry saying we need to get this treaty going with the Krill, so that if they come back, we will, if the Kaylon come back, we'll be able to fight them and be able to support each other in our area of the universe. So we then get to the rendezvous for the peace talks, and suddenly a shuttle comes out of the Krill ship and starts, the Krill ship shooting at it. What is going on? And we don't know. So turns out it was someone who had been in a Krill prison for a long time, and it's a friend of Gordon's. So they've known each other for a long time, way back. They grew up together basically. So Gordon's going to know this guy really well, and how he his attitudes and everything else and stuff. And so they get to the peace talks, and the Krill tell them, well, he's been destroying our ships, and it's kind of confusing how does one guy in a shuttle go around destroying a lot of Krill ships. That doesn't make any sense. And Gordon knows, is like, well, he's a good guy. I grew up with him. This doesn't sound like something that he would do. He was a Union officer. He went through training. He knows all this stuff. So they continue. Gordon and Oren continue to, reminisce about times past, and and Oren's wife being killed and everything else, and then his daughter Lena there and everything, who can't speak for some reason, but she can play games and stuff pretty well. Then we find Oren wandering the ship. So this is where it starts to get questionable about Oren's motives and things like that. He's looking around at different things in the ship, looking for something, and Talag comes upon him and says, you're okay to walk around the ship. Just if you need something, go ahead and ask. So just starting for him to be a little bit on the shady side. Then they find that he's taken these containers that can hold plasma and different things, and that can be used as an explosive. So now we're knowing, okay, and in between this time, Gordon's like trying to figure out, okay, Oren wants to steal a shuttle. He wants to do, something. Obviously, he's the guy that's been blowing it up, but how is he getting, explosive things? So here they go. They're going to take a shuttle, and Tala's there. Tala's like, no, you're not getting past me. You were supposed to go to the captain and tell him what's going on. And then Gordon shoots her. And Oren and Gordon take off. So it's like, okay, I don't think that Gordon would have done anything to, go against the Orville. I don't think that would be enough for him to be a traitor. So there must be something going on. And of course there is, because Bortus then says in the next scene, the tracking devices aboard the shuttle, and we've got them. We'll know where they're going. Okay, so this is all. So we've got this. They've skipped the whole scene where they actually met and decided what the plan was, which they do in some movies. They'll just enact the plan instead of giving you the discussion about the plan and then running the plan. So you don't want to do double duty. So this is just some smart writing with the show, just that we're keeping it to getting the show move forward and not bogging you down with re-explaining things over and over again. We're making assumptions that the audience is intelligent, and for me, I like that. Okay, so Tala goes to see the daughter Lena, and she notices a bunch of marks on her arm, and she's like, "What is that?" "Well, we need to get you to the doctor." So as soon as she turns around, I knew right then, oh, this is not going to go good. So, of course, Lena jumps up, puts a knife to her throat, and Tala says, "You've never been up against this land, have you?" She's like, "No." "Well, there you go." So throws her against the wall. Done deal. So then the doctor and Tala, lock her in the thing, and they evacuate the area with nitrogen, because the doctor knows that the blood in this girl, that she's not actually human, she's actually an Envol from a planet Lakar, and their blood can be used as explosives when it mixes with hydrogen. Okay, so we get to the shuttle now that things are going on. And a great fight scene in the shuttle. I love it. It was just going, fighting back and forth. It was excellent action. I just love it. So Oren sets the bomb that's going to go off because Gordon shot the console, so they can't fly the ship anymore. And then Gordon gets a spacesuit, said we got to abandon the ship, and he wants him to come with him, but he's not going to do it. Oren's going to stay. And so Gordon jumps out of the back of the ship, and it blows up, and then we finally get, now that we know it was him and he's dead, he's taken his punishment upon himself, then we can get the peace treaty signed finally. Okay. So some things about this episode, I like that they're bringing in some basic human faults. This guy Oren had such sorrow, such pain from losing his wife, and we find out through this that he didn't lose his wife, he also lost his daughter. So both of those through this has driven him to just, I need to get back at those who took my wife and daughter, and there's nothing that's going to stop me. I'm going to actually go on a suicide mission. I'm going to just show them somehow, just that deep emotional state. Why am I still alive when, like, people who are in car accidents and one person lives and one person dies, and for the rest of their life they're going to possibly sit there and wonder, why am I still alive when they're not, right? Sure, if he was in that Krill prison for 5 years or more, then that's definitely going to be going on in his mind. It's like, these people did this. I need to retaliate against someone. It can't be, that it's just happenstance that this happened. I need revenge. One of those base emotions of revenge. And in this case, it ended up taking his own life doing it, and trying to play on other people's emotions of friendship and everything, trying to get Gordon to come with him and everything else. I don't know if I would have bought that, if I were trying to get, one of my friends who's on a Union ship that's been there and been in the Union and not been captured or anything else, or not had any other trauma, to actually come with me. But I think that's part of the delusion that you get into because you are so into your revenge that you have to believe that you've convinced everybody else, because you've convinced yourself that you're right. So now you have to convince everybody else around you that you're right, And when they believe you, then that just reaffirms your own thoughts that you are right, that revenge is the only way, that peace treaties are not the answer, that, annihilating your enemy is actually the answer. So, but in the end, they got the treaty signed, and that's going to be good, of course, going forward. But just a lot of good base emotional play in the episode. Good action, good storyline, good writing, just all of that. I'm just so completely impressed over and over again with the Orville. All right. So that's kind of my take on the episode. I really, of course, again, just have to say how much I'm loving the Orville. We have a break of 2 weeks until the next episode. I have not heard anything about, season 3 with writing an episodes this good. There's going to have to be a season 3, and more merchandise is starting to come out. Like in July, there will be comic books that are coming out. There's some little small kind of painted figures that are going to be coming out. I'm hoping, of course, for regular, articulated action figures to come out, and some ships and stuff. So hopefully that will be coming. But anyway, thanks for watching this episode. And if you have any other comments or anything else that you liked about the Orville episode, comment down below. Like and subscribe to my channel. I do, videos about Orville, maybe Marvel, maybe Star Wars, maybe anything movie that I'm going to. I'll do a video about it. I also do some videos about photography, and I do videos about technology, my regular day job, some kind of geeky things that I do. So thanks for watching this episode, and take care.